What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Asics Gel-NYC in this concrete and oatmeal colorway. So the Asics Gel-NYC is a brand new silhouette from the brand that released earlier this year. So this is my very first pair of this specific silhouette, and I picked it up over at SoulStop because they were having a site-wide sale. So these released a few months back for a price of $130 US or $200 here in Canada. And the unique thing about the Gel-NYC is that it's basically a mashup model of past Asics silhouettes. So the upper of the shoe, this incorporates elements of the Gel Nimbus 3 and the Gel MC Plus 5, whereas the bottom tooling of the shoe, this is adopted from the Gel Cumulus 16. So jumping right into the details of this sneaker, for the most part, the base layer of the sneaker is constructed out of this mesh layer, but then overlaid on top of this, we have these synthetic silver overlays, which has a very shiny look to it in real life. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this cream colored suede, and the same suede covers the middle of the shoe right across the toe box of the sneaker, and it runs down the entire length of the shoe as well. For the eyelets, this is covered in what feels like this rubberized-like material. This is this dark gray panel that you see right here, and it's surrounded by more of that cream-colored suede on the edges. Beneath this, the mid panel is covered in more of the same mesh that we saw on the toe box, but on top of this we have these silver overlays, and then we have the Asics signature stripes, which is crafted out of gray-colored leather with suede detailing in this light gray finish. Underneath this, you can see we have more of that cream-colored suede, and then we have Asics branding pressed onto the lateral side in dark gray. Above this, we have more of those silver overlays and mesh, and then we have gel branding embroidered on the bottom of the heel in dark gray, and then the very top of the heel, this is covered in another layer of that synthetic silver material. As far as the laces go, so these come with one lace option, and they're an oval shaped lace in white. Underneath this, the tongue is constructed out of a gray or silver colored mesh, and then we have more of these silver synthetic overlays on the top, which the laces crisscross through in the middle, and then we have the Asics logo embroidered on the top in white. So the back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a dark gray colored mesh, and then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a very well padded foam lined insole. It's covered in the same dark gray colored mesh as we saw on the back of the tongue and the inner collar, and then we have Asics branding pressed onto the heel in white. So the upper of the Gel-NYC, this sits atop this full-length foam midsole, so I'm assuming this is some sort of EVA foam, and it's painted in this cream color on the top and white on the bottom. And visible on the lateral side of both the forefoot and the heel, we have these visible gel pods, which are inserted into the midsole, which helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And then finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so this outsole is constructed out of a gray colored rubber. We have these grooves on the forefoot to give you added flexibility, and then in the middle you can see we have this cream colored TPU shank plate, which is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support and to help prevent your foot from twisting. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Gel-NYCs. And for those wondering about sizing, so my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 10 and they fit me nicely in a slightly snug way. So to give you guys a point of comparison, I also wear a size 10 in the Gel KN014, and I find that this shoe fits kind of similar to that one. And I'm also a size 10 in the 2160 and the 1130 as well. So pretty much across the board for Asics, going true to size for me at least is fine. So whatever size you normally wear for Asics, I'd stick with that same size for this pair and you should be okay. But if you're someone that has a really wide foot, the toe box of the shoe can be a little bit narrow. So if you want more of a spacious and roomy toe box, then I'd recommend going up a half size. Next up, in terms of the comfort of this shoe, so generally speaking, it's a pretty comfortable sneaker. I feel like it's kind of similar in many ways to the Gel KN014. And what I mean by that is that this is a shoe that gives you a good amount of cushioning underfoot, but it still feels like there's a lot of support, especially underneath the arches of your foot. So it's not a shoe that you're gonna wear and feel like you're really sinking into the foam midsole. So while you will feel some of that cushioning underfoot, the arch area of the sneaker always feels like it's kind of cradling the arch of your foot, which is something I really liked. So I imagine if you're gonna be on your feet for many hours, this would probably be a good option for you to wear. It's a very balanced shoe giving you cushioning and support, which is good for long-term wear. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this sneaker, so first off, material quality, I thought it was pretty decent. It wasn't the best materials I've seen on an Asics shoe, but to me, it felt like it was definitely above average as far as a major brand general release sneaker goes. So the suedes felt decent to the touch, It felt pretty soft and it felt like a genuine cut of suede. And beyond that though, the majority of the rest of the shoe, this was all basically just synthetic overlays, which gives the shoe more of that mid-2000s design language. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, I really had no issues whatsoever. I thought the stitch job was pretty solid, no significant glue stains that I could see, and the paint job, it was fine to me as well. So again, for a general release shoe from Asics, I came away feeling pretty impressed with how these were in person. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and I'll show you guys how these look. This shoe checks off a lot of the boxes. It's very comfortable, it's decently priced, and it uses good enough materials for its price point. The one thing I wasn't totally in love with though was the overall general design of the sneaker. Maybe it's because of this colorway, but it really accentuates the Asics stripes on the mid panel, being that these are darker compared to the cream shades surrounding it. So for some reason, wearing these and trying them on foot, they looked a little bit off and almost felt like it was a shoe that looked better on a shelf as opposed to my feet. But again, this might be just because of the colorway of this shoe. I feel like if the shades of the shoe were switched, giving us more of a subtle look on the mid panel and maybe darker overlays on the toe and the heel, I think I would have appreciated that a little bit more. So I'm definitely open to trying other colorways or other pairs of the Gel-NYC. It's just this specific colorway, it wasn't absolutely my favorite. So I'm curious to see what Asics pumps out for the silhouette down the road. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this concrete and oatmeal colorway of the Gel-NYC? For anyone watching, have you already picked up a pair of this model and have you tried them on? What are your thoughts on this pair? Do you find it to be extremely comfortable? Is it just okay for you? Drop a comment down below and let me hear what you have to say. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter or X account at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.